Hey guys, I'm going to show you how to do the math practice that you were asking about. So go ahead and grab your reading guide. Remember it was number 68, letter D that we were working on. Okay, so I'm going to read just the part of the problem that we need at the beginning. U.S. wheat farmers produce on average 3,000 kilograms of wheat per hectare. And then skipping down to D, that's where the rest of the math is. Wheat contains 2.5 kilocalories per gram. The average U.S. male consumes 2,500 kilocalories per day. How many hectares of wheat are needed to support one average U.S. male for a year, assuming that 30% of his caloric intake is from wheat? So I'm going to show you how I set up the problem. Remember that there are a bunch of different ways that you could do it, and the way I'm doing it is actually a little bit different than the little post-it that I showed you on the announcement. But in the end, we're going to get the exact same answer, and I'll kind of tell you why I did that differently this time when I get done. Okay, so always, my two philosophies of math. Okay, one, start with what you know, and two, figure out where you need to go. So let's do those in reverse order. We're going to figure out first what our final answer is supposed to be. So if I go back and reread the problem, I see that my final answer needs to be something in hectares per year. HA is for hectares. So I know that whatever I do, I have to cancel out top to bottom, cancel, 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 until I can finally get my answer in hectares per year. Okay, hectares per year. I think I'm probably going to run out of space on this, so be ready to kind of follow along, and then we'll skip over to a new slide. And I'll see if I can fit as much as I can on here. Okay, so back to the problem. I'm going to start with what I know. My first sentence says wheat contains 2.5 kilocalories per gram. So I know that for every gram I have, I get 2.5 kilocalories of energy. Okay, and then my next step is always, always, always to cancel something. So I can cancel grams or I can cancel kilocalories. In this case, I'm just going to keep reading, and I'm going to cancel kilocalories. So it says the average U.S. male consumes 2,500 kilocalories per day. I'm going to put my kcals on top this time so that I can cancel in one day. Okay, so that's canceled. And now I have grams per day. I'm still on my way to get hectares per year. So I think maybe I'll just go for the years next because I have days and I can do that math. So 365 days, we'll cancel that in 1 year. Okay, so days are gone. Right now we have grams per year. Okay, so again, I'm just going to keep going. My years are done, but now I need to go figure out how to get from grams to hectares. So I'm looking for anything that has to do with grams or anything that has to do with hectares that I can start canceling out. And that takes me back to the beginning of the problem where it says U.S. wheat farmers produce on average 3,000 kilograms of wheat per hectare. Okay, now that's not exactly grams, so I'm going to do an in-between step to get to kilograms, okay, and then I can cancel again. So I have grams on top this time, and I want grams on the bottom, so I can cancel it. So 1,000 grams is equal to 1 kilogram. Okay, so grams are canceled, and now I have kilograms. I can go back to the problem then and see something about kilograms. Okay, this time I'm going to put it on the bottom so I can cancel. I know 3,000 kilograms is equivalent to 1 hectare of wheat. Okay, kilograms canceled. I'm going to keep on backtracking and make sure I got everything canceled except for what I actually want, which is years and hectares. Okay, perfect. Hectares on top and years on the bottom. There's one last part to the problem, and that is the part that says, there's one person, but only 30% of his caloric intake is from wheat. Okay, so I know at the end I want to take my whole answer, okay, and multiply it by 30%. Okay, so he consumes 2,500 kilocalories per day, but only 30% of that is actually coming from wheat. So this 30% I can put in at any point. I saved it until the end, but you could put it up here with kilocalories if you wanted to. Anywhere you want to put it is fine. The point is that we only want 30% of the 2,500 kilocalories because that's all he consumes from wheat. Okay, now all that's left to do now is the actual math. And I'm going to let you do that on your own, or if you want to grab a calculator to make it a little faster, as long as you know how to do multiplication, we can kind of speed this up a little. And I'm going to multiply all the way across the top and then all the way across the bottom. So my first math is 2,500, and I'm doing it off to the side on a calculator, times 365 times 30% times 0.3. Okay, that'll give me my number for the top, 273750. Okay, and then that one was hectares. Okay, and then I'm going to multiply all the way across the bottom, so that one's 2.5 times 1,000 times 3,000. Too many zeros. And that gives me 7.5 times 10 to the 6. Okay, double check your math and make sure you got the same thing, years on the bottom, because we canceled everything else out except for years. Okay, and then the last step is obviously to divide those things. So 273750 divided by 7.5 times 10 to the 6. Okay, and that gives me 0.0365. I'm just going to round it off to 0.037 hectares per year. All right, and that's my final answer. Now, if you checked your math with the announcement that I put on there, I had all these numbers flipped because when I first read the problem, the first number I saw was 2.5 kilocalories per gram, so I put kilocalories on top and grams on the bottom. Everything else was exactly the same. It was just, reversed. All this bottom stuff was on top and all the top stuff was on the bottom. Okay, and then these two answers were reversed as well. Okay, that is no big deal. If you ever do that, do not redo the whole big problem. You just need to remember to flip your units. So the first time I did it, I ended up with years on top and hectares on the bottom. Okay, and so all I need to do is take my answer. Whenever you do that, take your answer 1 divided by whatever your answer was. That time I got 27.397. Sorry. I'm running out of space, years per hectare. So I just need to flip that over by putting a 1 on the top, and I should end up with this exact same number. Okay, so don't start over. If you mess it up, just go back and put the 1 divided by whatever answer you got and fix it. Okay, so let me know if you have more questions. Hopefully the video worked so I don't have to record it again, and I'll see you guys on Wednesday.